Flamecaller's Sanctum at the Peak of Ignareth, a dragon library sleep story. Close your eyes and let the world around you grow still. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your chest rise gently, and then release it, feeling everything soften. Take another breath, even slower this time, and as you exhale, let go of whatever the day has left upon your shoulders. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing that requires your attention. Tonight, you are traveling to a place of extraordinary warmth and quiet wonder. A library built into the volcanic peak of Mount Ignareth, tended by a dragon scholar named Flamecaller Edrix, where ancient fire-sealed scrolls glow like embers in the dark, and the warm amber light of lava channels washes over everything in gentle, ceaseless waves. Let yourself drift toward that place now. Imagine that you are walking along a mountain path, high above the lowlands, where the air is clean and cool and tinged with the faintest scent of sulfur and warm stone. The sky above is deep indigo, scattered with stars that seem almost close enough to touch. Far below, the world is hidden beneath a blanket of silver clouds, and up here, at the top of the world, there is only silence and the slow pulse of the mountain beneath your feet. The path curves gently upward, and the stones beneath your boots are warm, not uncomfortably so, but pleasantly warm, as if the mountain itself is breathing heat from somewhere deep within. The warmth rises through the soles of your feet and spreads through your legs, loosening muscles you did not know were tight, easing tensions you had forgotten you were carrying. Each step brings you higher, and each step brings you deeper into relaxation. Ahead, you see the entrance to Flamecaller's Sanctum. It is carved into the very peak of Mount Ignareth, a great archway of dark basalt stone, its edges softened by centuries of wind and warmth. Veins of glowing amber run through the stone like living rivers of light, pulsing gently with the heartbeat of the volcano far below. The archway is wide and welcoming, and within it, you can see the first suggestion of golden light spilling outward into the mountain night, warm and inviting and impossibly gentle. You step through the archway, and the mountain embraces you. Scene 1, the threshold of warmth. The entrance corridor of Flamecaller's Sanctum stretches before you, long and gently curving, carved from smooth volcanic stone that has been polished over centuries until it gleams like dark glass. The walls are warm to the touch, heated by the lava channels that run deep within the mountain's bones. And as you trail your fingers along the stone, you feel that warmth seep into your hands and travel up through your arms, spreading across your shoulders and down through your back. The corridor is lit by flame-script lanterns, beautiful objects of dark iron and enchanted glass, mounted at regular intervals along the walls. Each lantern contains not a candle or a torch, but a floating script of ancient dragon fire language, characters that burn with a soft amber-orange glow and drift lazily within their glass housings like fireflies made of living calligraphy. The light they cast is warm and honeyed, touching everything with shades of gold and copper and deep, rich amber. The floor beneath your feet is laid with tiles of dark stone inlaid with thin channels of obsidian glass, and through these channels you can see the faintest glow of magma far below, a deep, burning orange that pulses slowly, like the breathing of the mountain itself. The effect is mesmerizing. You walk slowly, watching the gentle pulse of light beneath your feet, feeling the warmth rise through the tiles and into your body, feeling yourself growing heavier with each step, more grounded, more present, more at ease. The air is warm and dry, carrying the scent of heated stone and old parchment and something sweet and resinous, like amber or sandalwood. It fills your lungs with each breath, and each breath seems to carry you further into relaxation. The corridor is silent except for the faintest hum, a deep, resonant vibration that comes from the mountain itself. A sound felt more than heard, a bass note that settles into your bones and tells your body that everything is safe and warm and still. Along the walls, between the flame-script lanterns, you notice small alcoves carved into the stone, each one containing a single object. A carved stone dragon no larger than your palm, a polished sphere of volcanic glass, a a small sealed scroll with edges that glow faintly with preserved fire magic. These are markers. You understand, small waypoints left by generations of scholars who have walked this corridor before you, each one a quiet testament to the centuries of peaceful study that have taken place within these walls. You pass a wide alcove where a stone bench has been set against the wall, draped with a thick woven blanket in shades of burnt sienna and deep gold. A small reading lamp, another flame-script lantern, this one no larger than an apple, sits on a narrow stone shelf beside the bench, its gentle glow illuminating a carved dragon motif above the alcove. The dragon is depicted in repose, wings folded, eyes half closed, and the carving has been worn smooth by the hands of countless visitors who have rested here and reached up to touch the sleeping dragon for luck or comfort. The bench looks impossibly inviting, and for a moment you consider sitting, letting the warmth and the quiet wash over you. But you continue onward, drawn by the growing warmth and the deepening light ahead, feeling the gentle pull of the library at the heart of the mountain. Your steps are slow and unhurried. There is no rush. The Sanctum has stood for 1,000 years. It will wait for you. The corridor curves gently to the left, and as you round the bend, the light grows richer and warmer, and you hear the first faint sound from within, the soft rustle of turning pages, carrying through the warm air like the whisper of wings. Scene 2, the Antechamber of Flame-Script. The corridor opens into a wide, circular antechamber with a high domed ceiling carved from a single piece of dark volcanic stone. The dome is magnificent, its entire surface inscribed with thousands of lines of ancient dragon fire script, each character glowing with its own gentle amber light, so that the ceiling looks like a sky full of burning constellations, a map of knowledge written in living flame. You stand at the center of the antechamber and look up, letting your gaze drift across the glowing script. The characters shift and pulse ever so slowly, some brightening for a moment while others dim, creating patterns of light that move like gentle waves across the dome. You do not need to understand what the words say. The warmth of their light is meaning enough. It washes over your upturned face like afternoon sunlight, and you feel your shoulders dropping, your jaw unclenching, the last knots of tension in your body beginning to unravel. The antechamber is furnished simply but beautifully. 4 curved stone benches ring the outer wall, each one covered with thick cushions in shades of deep crimson and burnt orange, their fabric soft as velvet and warm from the heated stone beneath. Between the benches, tall iron candelabras hold clusters of floating flame-script characters that orbit slowly around central crystal spheres, casting moving patterns of amber light across the polished floor. The floor itself is a work of art, a mosaic of dark stone and polished obsidian glass depicting a great dragon in flight, its wings spread wide, its body woven from channels of amber and gold. The dragon's eyes are 2 small pools of molten glass that glow with a deep, steady orange light, and as you stand upon the mosaic, you can feel the faintest warmth rising from those eyes, as if the dragon beneath your feet is alive and breathing. Against the far wall, a great stone mantelpiece frames a fire that burns without fuel, a magical flame that dances in shades of amber and deep orange and occasional flickers of soft violet. The flame is tall and steady, throwing its warmth across the entire antechamber, and you can hear the gentlest crackling sounds, like a campfire heard from a great distance, muffled and rhythmic and deeply soothing. There are shelves along the walls, carved directly into the stone, and they hold rows of sealed scrolls, each one bound with a ribbon of dark silk and sealed with a small disc of volcanic glass that glows faintly with preserved fire magic. The scrolls are ancient, their parchment edges darkened with age, but the fire seals keep them perfectly preserved, as fresh as the day they were written. You pass close to one shelf and feel the faintest warmth radiating from the sealed scrolls, like the memory of the fire that wrote them. The antechamber has two exits besides the one you entered through, one leading deeper into the mountain, where the light grows even warmer, and one leading to a small side chamber where you can see the edge of a reading desk and the amber glow of more flame-script lanterns. You choose the deeper path, drawn onward by the growing warmth and the quiet promise of the library that waits at the heart of Flamecaller's Sanctum. Scene 3, the Gallery of Lava Channels. The deeper corridor is unlike the entrance. It is wider, higher, and its walls are not polished smooth, but left in their natural state rough volcanic stone that catches the light in 1,000 tiny facets. And running through the walls, visible through channels of clear obsidian glass, are rivers of slowly flowing lava. The lava moves with an almost dreamlike slowness, thick and heavy and luminous, casting a warm amber-orange glow through the glass and painting the corridor in shifting patterns of light and shadow. You walk beside these rivers of molten stone, watching them pulse and flow with hypnotic grace, and the warmth that radiates from them is extraordinary, not burning, not uncomfortable, but deep and encompassing, like being wrapped in the warmest blanket you have ever known. The gallery stretches for some distance, and along its length, the lava channels branch and merge and weave through the stone in patterns that suggest something intentional, something designed. You realize that these channels were carved, shaped, and directed by ancient dragon mages who understood the flow of heat through stone the way a musician understands the flow of melody through air. The lava does not simply move through the mountain. It sings through it, and the song is one of warmth and ancient patience. Set into alcoves along the gallery are small reading nooks, carved stone seats with thick cushions, each one positioned beside a lava channel so that the reader might study by the glow of living earth light. Some nooks have small stone tables bearing sealed scrolls, and others have carved shelves holding slim volumes bound in dark leather with clasps of volcanic glass. Everything is warm. Everything glows. The amber light is everywhere, soft and constant and deeply, deeply soothing. You pause at one of the reading nooks and lower yourself onto the cushion. The stone seat is perfectly warm, heated by the lava channel running through the wall beside you, and the cushion beneath you is thick and yielding. You lean back against the warm stone and close your eyes for a moment, feeling the heat soak into your muscles, feeling your body grow heavier and more relaxed. The lava beside you pulses with its slow, ancient rhythm, and you feel your own heartbeat beginning to slow to match it. A deep, steady, unhurried pace that speaks of mountains and centuries and the patient, enduring warmth of the earth itself. You open your eyes and notice that the light from the lava channel has illuminated a small inscription carved into the wall above the nook. The inscription is in dragon fire script, the characters glowing with faint amber light, and though you cannot read it, you feel its meaning. Something about rest and warmth and the wisdom that comes to those who are willing to be still. You rise slowly from the nook and continue along the gallery, and the corridor begins to widen further, and the ceiling rises higher, and you sense that you are approaching something vast and wonderful. Scene 4, the main hall of Flamecaller's Sanctum. The gallery opens into the main hall, and you stop and simply breathe. It is enormous. The space is carved from the very heart of Mount Ignareth, a vast, cathedral-like chamber whose ceiling rises so high that it vanishes into warm amber darkness. Great pillars of natural basalt stone support the ceiling, each one wrapped with spiraling channels of obsidian glass through which lava flows in slow, luminous ribbons. The pillars glow from within, like enormous candles made of stone, casting their warm amber light across the entire hall. The floor is dark, polished stone, and it gleams like still water, reflecting the light from the pillars and the lava channels and the hundreds of flame-script lanterns that float in the air at various heights, drifting slowly like luminous jellyfish in a sea of warmth. The air is thick with golden light, and you feel as if you could reach out and touch it, gather it in your hands like warm honey. Bookshelves line every wall, rising from floor to ceiling, shelves upon shelves upon shelves, carved into the volcanic stone, filled with thousands of sealed scrolls and leather-bound volumes and crystal data spheres that glow with soft internal light. The shelves are arranged in concentric curves that follow the natural shape of the chamber, creating a pattern that draws the eye inward, deeper, toward the center of the hall where a raised platform holds the most sacred of the Sanctum's collections. The warmth here is extraordinary. It comes from everywhere, from the lava channels in the pillars, from the heated stone floor, from the flame-script lanterns, from the very air itself, which seems to hold warmth the way water holds salt, invisibly and completely. You breathe it in, and it fills you, and every muscle in your body relaxes a little further. Between the pillars, at various points throughout the hall, you notice small clusters of reading furniture, desks and chairs carved from the same dark basalt, positioned to catch the light from the nearest pillar or lantern. Some of these workstations are arranged for solitary study, with a single chair and a narrow desk bearing an inkwell and a quill rest. Others are designed for collaboration, with curved benches facing each other across wider tables, their surfaces marked with faint circular impressions where countless cups of warm tea have rested during long evenings of shared research. All of them are empty now, but they carry the warmth and the quiet energy of the scholars who will return to them in time. The hall is quiet but not silent. There is a constant, gentle hum, the deep resonance of the mountain, like the lowest note of an organ sustained forever. And beneath that hum, you can hear small sounds that speak of peaceful occupation, the whisper of turning pages, the soft clink of a glass being set down on stone, the barely audible scratch of a quill moving across parchment. Someone is here, working quietly in the warm amber darkness. You move further into the hall, walking between the great glowing pillars, your footsteps making no sound on the polished stone floor. The flame-script lanterns drift past you at shoulder height, their warmth brushing your skin like the touch of gentle fingers. You pass a long reading table of dark stone, its surface scattered with open scrolls and reference volumes and small instruments of brass and crystal that you cannot name. The scrolls are covered in fire script that still glows faintly, the words as warm and alive as the day they were written, and you feel a deep sense of wonder at the accumulated knowledge of this place. Centuries of patient study, preserved in fire and stone. Scene 5, the Scholar's Alcove. Deeper into the hall, past rows of glowing shelves and floating lanterns, you find a large alcove set into the eastern wall of the chamber. This alcove is different from the others. It is furnished not for visitors, but for a resident. It is the working space of Flamecaller Edrix. The alcove is wide and deep, its walls lined with personal shelves holding the most important volumes in the scholar's collection. A great desk of dark stone stands at the center, its surface covered with an orderly arrangement of scrolls, quills, ink pots, magnifying crystals, and small tools for working with fire-sealed documents. Behind the desk, a high-backed chair of carved basalt is cushioned with thick layers of dark velvet, and beside it, a small brazier holds a fire that burns with a soft blue-orange flame, warming the alcove with its gentle radiance. And there, seated at the desk, is Flamecaller Edrix. Edrix is a dragon of modest size, perhaps twice the height of a tall person when standing, though now folded comfortably into the great chair behind the desk. The scholar's scales are a deep burnished copper, darkening to near black along the spine and the edges of the folded wings, and catching the amber light in warm metallic flashes that shift as the dragon moves. Edrix's eyes are a warm gold, focused with quiet concentration on a scroll spread open on the desk, and the dragon's long, slender claws move with extraordinary delicacy as they trace the lines of ancient fire script, pausing occasionally to make a small notation in a separate journal. Edrix does not look up as you enter, but the dragon's posture shifts slightly, a gentle unfurling of one wing tip, a small inclination of the great horned head, That tells you your presence is acknowledged and welcomed. You are not an intruder here. You are a guest, expected and embraced, and the Flamecaller is simply too absorbed in the work to break concentration for anything as unnecessary as formal greeting. You settle into a smaller chair nearby, a beautifully carved seat of warm stone with cushions of deep amber velvet, and you watch the scholar work. There is something deeply peaceful about observing Edrix. The slow, precise movements of the great claws, the occasional soft exhalation that sends a tiny curl of warm vapor rising from the dragon's nostrils. The way the golden eyes move back and forth across the ancient text with unhurried focus. The Flamecaller has been at this work for centuries, and there is no hurry. There never has been. The fire in the brazier crackles softly, and Edrix reaches for a sealed scroll from the shelf behind the desk. The dragon holds the scroll delicately between two claws and breathes upon the fire seal. A breath so gentle it barely stirs the air, yet the seal responds immediately, blooming with amber light and releasing with a soft, musical click. The scroll unfurls, and new lines of ancient fire script are revealed, glowing with preserved warmth. Edrix studies them with quiet satisfaction, and you feel your own eyes growing heavy as you watch, lulled by the warmth and the silence and the hypnotic rhythm of the scholar's patient work. Scene 6, the Scroll Archives. After a time that could be minutes or hours, time moves differently in Flamecaller's Sanctum. You rise from your chair and continue your exploration. Edrix glances up briefly as you go, and the dragon's golden eyes are warm with quiet kindness, and the faintest wisp of amber light curls from one nostril in what you understand to be a gesture of farewell and welcome back, whenever you choose to return. You pass through a low archway at the far end of the main hall and enter the Scroll Archives, a vast, honeycomb-like network of chambers where the Sanctum's oldest and most precious documents are stored. The chambers are carved in hexagonal shapes, stacked and interlocking like the cells of a beehive, each one glowing with its own warm amber light from lava channels that run through the walls. You walk through the archives slowly, pausing to look into each chamber as you pass. The hexagonal rooms vary in size. Some are small, barely large enough for a single reading desk and a few shelves, while others are wide enough to hold dozens of scroll racks and comfortable seating for multiple scholars. But all of them share the same warm amber glow, the same sense of ancient, patient preservation. The scrolls themselves are beautiful objects. Each one is rolled on dark wooden dowels with polished volcanic glass end caps, bound with ribbons of dark silk in various colors: deep red, burnt orange, rich amber, dark gold, that indicate the scroll's subject and era. The fire seals on each scroll glow faintly, tiny points of warm light that make the racks of scrolls look like shelves of captured stars. You enter one of the larger chambers and find a curved reading bench set against the wall, positioned beneath a window of thick obsidian glass through which you can see a lava channel flowing past, a river of glowing amber just beyond the glass, moving with hypnotic slowness. You sit on the bench and gaze at the lava, watching it flow and pulse, and the warmth that comes through the glass is like being held in warm hands. Your body sinks deeper into the bench cushion. Your eyelids grow heavier. The glow of the lava is steady and mesmerizing, and you feel your thoughts beginning to slow, becoming softer, less defined, drifting like the flame-script lanterns in the main hall. The archive chamber around you hums with the deep resonance of the mountain, and the sound wraps around you like a warm blanket of vibration, settling into your chest and your belly and your limbs, telling your body to rest, to let go, to sink deeper. The sealed scrolls on the shelves around you glow with their preserved fire magic, and the combined warmth of 1,000 ancient documents fills the chamber with a gentle heat that is like the memory of every fire that has ever burned in this mountain, distilled and held and given freely to anyone who comes to rest among the words. Scene 7, the upper galleries. A spiral staircase of dark stone leads upward from the scroll archives, its steps worn smooth by centuries of careful feet. You climb slowly, and with each step, the view opens wider. The staircase is built along the inside of the mountain's peak, and windows of thick volcanic glass appear at regular intervals, each one looking out over a different vista of lava channels and glowing stone formations within the mountain's structure. Through one window, you see a chamber far below where a network of lava channels has been directed into a series of shallow pools, and the light from the pools rises upward in warm columns of amber radiance. Through another, you see a long gallery of stone shelves stretching into the distance, every shelf glowing with the preserved light of fire-sealed scrolls. The mountain is vast, and the sanctum fills it like knowledge fills a wise mind, completely, warmly, without empty spaces. The upper galleries are quieter still. Here, the collections are older, the scrolls more carefully preserved, the fire seals glowing with a deeper, richer amber that speaks of great age and great care. The chambers are smaller and more intimate, each one designed for solitary study, with a single reading desk and a single flame-script lantern that provides just enough light to read by, and just enough warmth to keep the scholar comfortable through the long mountain nights. You walk through the upper galleries slowly, and the warmth here is gentler, softer, not the intense heat of the lava channels below, but a diffuse, ambient warmth that seems to come from the stone itself, as if the mountain's heart has warmed these upper chambers over centuries until the very walls radiate comfort. The air is faintly sweet with the scent of aged parchment and the mineral warmth of heated stone, and each breath you take fills you with a deep sense of peace. In one small chamber, you find a reading desk with a single scroll laid open upon it, as if someone has just stepped away for a moment. The scroll's fire script glows with soft amber characters that seem to pulse very gently, in time with the mountain's deep vibration. You lean close and feel the warmth radiating from the preserved words, a warmth that carries not just heat but something more, a sense of intention, of care, of the scholar who wrote these words centuries ago. Sitting in this very chamber, warmed by the same mountain, breathing the same mineral-sweet air, writing with the same patient devotion that you can feel still lingering in the glow of every character. You straighten slowly and look around the chamber. The flame-script lantern above the desk drifts in a slow circle, its amber light painting gentle, moving patterns on the stone walls. Everything is warm, everything is still. You feel as if you could stay here forever, suspended in this amber glow, held by the mountain and the warmth and the ancient, patient silence. Scene 8, the Flame Garden. A low archway in the upper galleries leads to something unexpected. A garden built into an open cleft near the summit of Mount Ignareth. You step through the archway and find yourself in a space that is neither fully indoors nor fully outdoors, but something in between, a sheltered pocket of the mountain where the volcanic heat has created a small, warm ecosystem, unlike anything in the world below. The flame garden is filled with plants that grow only in volcanic soil, warmed by underground lava, luminous mosses in shades of amber and burnt gold that carpet the stone floor, low shrubs with leaves that glow faintly orange along their edges, and tall, slender flowers with petals of deep red and warm copper that sway gently in the updrafts of warm air rising from the mountain's depths. Everything in the garden glows with its own soft, internal light, and the combined effect is like standing in a field of captured sunset. Stone paths wind through the garden, and you follow them slowly, feeling the heated ground beneath your feet and breathing air that is rich with the scent of warm earth and volcanic minerals, and the faint, sweet fragrance of the glowing flowers. Small vents in the stone release gentle plumes of warm vapor that drift through the garden like lazy ghosts, catching the ambient light and glowing amber for a moment before dissolving into the warm air. At the center of the garden, a natural hot spring has been channeled into a small, stone-lined pool. The water is clear and warm, tinted faintly amber by dissolved minerals, and its surface sends up wisps of gentle steam that curl and drift and glow in the surrounding light. Stone benches surround the pool, their surfaces worn smooth and warm, and you lower yourself onto one of them and simply sit, gazing at the warm water and the glowing plants and the stars visible through the cleft in the mountain above. The stars look different from here, closer, brighter, as if the mountain's warmth has cleared the air of everything that might obscure them. They hang in the dark sky like distant flame-script characters, writing messages of peace across the void, and you feel a profound sense of connection to the mountain, to the garden, to the warm water and the glowing flowers and the ancient, volcanic earth that supports it all. Somewhere below, in the main hall, you imagine Flamecaller Edrix still at work, the great copper-scaled dragon bent over ancient scrolls with quiet dedication, and the thought fills you with comfort. Perhaps the scholar has paused to brew a cup of warm amber tea, heating the water with a gentle breath of controlled fire, the steam curling upward through the hall like a question mark made of warmth. Perhaps Edrix has found something particularly interesting in the evening's reading. A passage in an ancient fire-script dialect, or a notation in the margin of a scroll that reveals something new about the mountain's history. The dragon's golden eyes would glow a little brighter with the pleasure of discovery, and then Edrix would return to the patient, careful work of transcription and preservation, adding another small piece to the vast mosaic of knowledge that fills this sanctum from floor to ceiling and wall to wall. The sanctum is alive with purpose and warmth and gentle industry, and you are a part of it, held within its warm stone embrace like a word held within a sentence, belonging completely and without effort. Scene 9, the sleeping chamber. When you return inside from the flame garden, the warmth of the sanctum wraps around you like an old friend. You descend the spiral staircase slowly, and somewhere between the upper galleries and the main hall, you notice a small corridor you had not seen before, a passage that leads away from the main chambers into a quiet, secluded part of the mountain. You follow the corridor, and it leads you to the sleeping chamber. The room is round, carved from smooth volcanic stone that gleams like dark amber in the light of a single, large flame-script lantern that floats near the ceiling. The walls are warm to the touch, heated by lava channels that run through them in wide, slow curves, and the warmth they give off is deep and encompassing, the kind of warmth that reaches into your very bones and tells every cell in your body that it is time to rest. The bed is magnificent, a wide, low platform of dark stone, covered with layers upon layers of thick quilts and soft blankets in shades of burnt orange, deep amber, rich copper, and dark gold. The pillows are large and yielding, filled with something that feels like warm clouds, and the linens are smooth and soft against your skin as you lower yourself onto the bed and pull the covers over you. The quilts settle around you with a weight that is deeply comforting, pressing you gently into the warm mattress beneath. The stone platform radiates heat from the lava channels running through the wall behind the headboard, and the warmth rises through the mattress and into your body, spreading through your back and your shoulders and your neck, dissolving every last trace of tension, every last thought of the world outside this mountain. The flame-script lantern above you drifts in a slow, lazy circle, its amber light painting the domed ceiling with moving patterns of gold and copper. You watch it with heavy-lidded eyes, tracking its gentle orbit, and each circuit seems to carry your awareness a little further from waking thought and a little closer to the soft, warm darkness of sleep. The deep hum of the mountain is everywhere here, a resonance that comes through the stone and through the quilts and through your own body, vibrating at a frequency that your conscious mind cannot quite hear but your body recognizes perfectly. It is the sound of the earth at rest, and it calls to the deepest part of you, inviting you to join it, to let go of everything and sink into the warm, slow, ancient rhythm of stone and fire and time. Scene 10, Embers of Sleep. The room grows softer around you. The amber light from the Flame-Script lantern dims very gently, very slowly, the characters within the glass housing burning with decreasing intensity, shifting from bright amber to deep gold to the soft, warm glow of dying embers. The shadows in the room deepen, but they are warm shadows, comfortable shadows, shadows that hold nothing but peace and rest and the gentle promise of dreams. Through the walls, you can feel the lava channels pulsing with their slow, eternal rhythm. The warmth continues to hold you, unwavering and constant, and you feel your body becoming one with the bed, sinking deeper into the quilts and the mattress and the warm stone beneath, as if the mountain itself is cradling you in its great, ancient hands. Your breathing has become slow and deep and regular, matching the rhythm of the mountain, matching the pulse of the lava, matching the gentle drift of the dimming lantern above. Each exhale carries you further from the waking world. Each inhale draws in warmth and peace and the sweet, mineral-scented air of the Sanctum. Somewhere in the main hall far below, Flamecaller Edrix continues the night's work. The soft scratch of a quill on parchment, the whispered click of a fire seal being opened, the quiet turn of an ancient page. The sounds are too far away to hear distinctly, but you feel them through the stone, a gentle vibration that tells you the Sanctum is alive, awake, and watching over you while you sleep. The Flame-Script lantern makes one more slow circuit of the ceiling, its light now barely brighter than the glow from the lava channels in the walls. The characters within it have shifted from words of knowledge to words of rest. Ancient dragons, syllables that mean something like sleep and warmth and safe and held. They pulse once, twice, 3 times, each pulse softer than the last, and then they settle into a steady, dim, amber glow that will remain through the entire night, a small, warm star keeping watch above your bed. The quilts seem to grow even warmer, even softer, molding themselves to your body as if they were woven from warmth itself. The pillow beneath your head cradles you perfectly, and you can feel the gentle pressure of the blankets along every curve and angle of your body, a sensation so comforting that it brings a small, involuntary sigh to your lips. The sigh drifts upward into the amber-dark air and dissolves into the warmth, becoming part of the mountain's vast and peaceful silence. Your thoughts are no longer thoughts in any real sense. They are impressions, sensations, fragments of warmth and light that drift through your mind like the Flame-Script lanterns drifting through the main hall, weightless, purposeless, beautiful. You see copper scales catching amber light. You feel the warmth of stone beneath quilts. You hear the mountain humming its deep, slow, ancient song. You smell the sweet mineral air and the old parchment and the faint, clean scent of volcanic fire. Everything is warm, everything is still, everything is safe. The mountain holds you. The Sanctum holds you. The warmth holds you. Flamecaller Edrix keeps the night watch over the ancient scrolls, and the lava flows through its channels with patient, timeless grace, and the stars burn above the Peak of Ignareth, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Let the warmth carry you now. Let the amber light fade to the softest glow. Let your body sink deeper into the quilts, deeper into the mountain, deeper into the warm, slow darkness that is not darkness at all, but simply rest, pure, deep, absolute rest. The Flamecaller's Sanctum will be here when you wake. The scrolls will still glow with their preserved fire script. The lava will still flow through its ancient channels. The warmth will still radiate from the walls and the floor and the very bones of the mountain. But for now, sleep. Let the embers of the Flame-Script dim to their gentlest glow. Let the mountain's heartbeat become your heartbeat. Let the warmth of 1,000 years of patient scholarship wrap around you like the softest blanket in the world. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep warmly. The dragons keep watch, the fire endures, and you are safe and held and home.